everybody, it's Little Pepper Lady here. Today is Saturday. It's June 1st. It's 2016. And I really hate coming on here and having to do these type of videos, but I think that the points that I'm going to bring up are things that we all need to be thinking about living in today's society, especially with everything that's always happening around us, whether it's close to home or not close to home. We definitely need to keep our heads on a swivel and be paying attention to, everything that's around us, because you just never know what's going to happen. So, this recent event that happened last night, and I'm not actually going to say what it was, just that it was in Virginia, and it's kind of scary thinking about it because I was in Virginia quite a few years ago. I've seen this area where this happened, and just kind of a scary thought. But with that being said, everybody always believes the official story. Now, obviously, this is brand new. They just did a press conference on it, and I was watching that information. I always like to do that after these kind of events happen, to listen to what they have to say or don't say. More specifically, what they don't say, the things that they don't cover. And I kind of read through the news articles, the different news articles, and kind of compare and contrast what one is saying versus what the other one is saying. And obviously, I don't know exactly what happened because I was not there. But just gathering that information, I kind of wanted to touch on a few things. So everybody kind of believes these official stories because when they have these things happen, for some reason, all of the big agencies tend to get involved. So that's kind of a red flag for me. Why is this alphabet agency getting involved in this type of incident? Is it because it happened at a government building? I don't know. But even when they don't happen at government buildings, you always see these huge agencies becoming involved in it. So that's kind of a red flag. And we all should be paying attention as to why these huge agencies are taking an interest in these kind of events. And we believe them. A majority of the public believes the things that come out of their mouth because of the ranking that they hold. And you also see, the chief of police come on, or you see, high-ranking government officials from that area come on and discuss things. And the majority of people believe them because of, their position. Well, why were they put in that position in the first place? There's a lot of instances where they were put there because their family is in it, or they have a lot of money, or, anything like that. They're just following a script, essentially. That's my opinion. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but they're following an agenda. They're following a script. So as with any of these events, there's a reason behind it. Do we know what the reason is as of yet? I don't know. I've come up with a couple of conclusions on my own, and I'll get into that in a moment. But I think that, the majority of these instances happen because there's a hidden agenda behind it. Now, was it something that was plotted and planned by these bigger agencies? Maybe. Was it something that just happened to happen? Maybe. I mean, there's all sorts of different possibilities, and in the world that we live in, we just never know. But you have to keep in mind that a lot of these agencies are corrupt all in themselves, and especially the larger ones. But even in my area here, our police department is quite corrupt. Our chief of police was caught, embezzling money, and he's still the chief of police. So those things happen everywhere. It doesn't matter whether you're in a large city or a really tiny town. I mean, I think the population here where I live is only a few thousand people, maybe like 6 to 10, maybe 12 max. So we don't have a whole ton of people. And when you see that kind of happening in this tiny of an area, for it to not happen at a larger scale, yeah, it does. It happens everywhere. So just bear that in mind as well. So here's some of the red flags that I found with the story while I was watching the article, and watching the police come on and do their little spiel, and reading the articles that went along with it. So why are there no metal detectors? And why did nobody ask that question? So somebody can just walk in with a bang bang to any public building Okay, there's metal detectors everywhere. Everywhere you go. You go to an amusement park, there's a metal detector. You go to a water park, there's a metal detector. You go to a concert, there's a metal detector. You go to any type of court buildings, there's metal detectors. You go to schools, there's metal detectors. I find it hard to believe, especially in a city, that there's not a metal detector. Or, somebody that's searching things if you're coming in with a bag, other than like a purse or something. Not saying that you can't put a bang bang in a purse, because you absolutely can. But I'm talking about something that's going to cause a lot of damage, that's a little bit bigger. If you're walking in with a bag, why is there nobody searching? I find that very hard to believe. Is it a push for more privacy breaches on our part? Probably. Are they going to take this event along with all of the other events and use it to infringe upon our privacy? Probably. Are they going to use it to put more security measures all over the country? Probably. And is it another push, yet again, for more bang bang control throughout the entire country? Absolutely. That's their number one thing. Disarm the American public, so then they are not able to defend themselves. So these are all things that it may not have been done specifically for those reasons, but they're going to take it and use it to their advantage. And unfortunately, that's the sick, twisted society that they live in, that we live in, where they're taking these tragic events and they are using it to their advantage to push things that are part of their agenda. They also stated that this individual was a disgruntled employee. Why? Why was he disgruntled when you don't even know why he did what he did? How do you know he was disgruntled? There's no evidence showing that he's disgruntled at all, yet all over everywhere they're saying he's a disgruntled employee because they got information they can't share. So what's so pertinent about why he went in and did this that you can't share with the general public? Is it because you don't really have a reason and you're just using that as an excuse? Quite possibly. Or did he actually do something? Did he breach something? Did he find out information that he shouldn't have had working in that type of an arena, and this was a way to take care of that? Quite possibly. I mean, there's so many different scenarios that could have happened, but just for them to come out and say that he was a disgruntled employee, yet they don't know his motive behind it, kind of raises a huge red flag for me. Also, they stated in the press briefing that the police station in this city, it's a city, so this police station is huge, was 100 yards away from this building. Yet this guy managed to go through all 3 floors of this huge building and do what he did. I don't buy it. I don't buy that their response was quick. I don't buy that they tried to get in there quickly. If you're 100 yards away and you know something's going on and you have this huge police force, yes, I understand there was probably quite a lot of police officers that were out on patrol and things like that. But when you live in a city and you have a huge police department like that, you have quite a lot of officers that are there for a reason, because you have people coming into the police department. You need a police force that's there, and then you need a police force that's out patrolling. So, 100 yards away, this guy was able to get through 3 floors and do everything that he did before they had response. Another red flag. This is the huge one. There have been reports that there was, let's start here. Exactly a month and a half ago, they had a drill for this exact instance in that exact building. Not a coincidence. There are no such thing as coincidences. And then today, there was supposed to be a scheduled drill, an active bang bang drill around this area. Isn't it convenient that every time something like this happens, they happen, or any type of major event, they always have a drill either leading up to it or right after it. Another red flag. I think also, as far as touching on who he was as a person, they're going to use that to their advantage as well to spin a narrative and get people even more scared than they already are. He was part of the Army National Guard, apparently. So, that's another fear towards, vets coming back from overseas or from battle and, losing their stuff. And beware of all the vets out there because they might, whatever. They started spinning that narrative recently, and I think it's going to just continue. As well as he was a very quiet individual who kept to himself. So you already see it when you're out in public and actually paying attention to people. That person's quiet. Like, we don't know what they're going to do, or they're acting strange because they don't communicate as well with other people as the majority of us do. Just because people are different doesn't mean that they're going to get a you-know-what and go do you-know-what. But that's the image, that's the thought that they're putting in everybody's head. They want everybody to be scared. They want everybody to be scared of everybody else. And I think that if these events continue the way that they've been continuing, it's going to just get worse and worse. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I know it's a terrible topic and I hate having to talk about it, but I just wanted to bring up some points that are, food for thought. Be thinking about in the back of your mind, and maybe I'll touch back on it once, more information comes out and kind of compare and contrast the notes from now, 24 hours later, less than 24 hours later to, in the next couple of days, because we all know this is going to stay covered all over the news for at least a week. So I will probably be touching back on this and discussing that kind of stuff, but I definitely want to hear your guys' feedback on it. Actually, I have a little bit of extra time today. So I should be able to respond to comments and discuss things with you guys, and I think that's really important. So as always, guys, always remember everything does happen for a reason. Whether you're having a good day or a bad day, you're in a good situation or a bad situation, you're on that journey for a reason. Just stick with it. Everything's going to be okay. Also, always remember, forget about the past. There isn't anything that we can do about the past. Just learn from it, do the best that you can, move on to the future while you're living in the now. Be living, be loving, be laughing every single day, enjoying your family, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. We all could not be here tomorrow. So stay focused on the future while you're living your life now. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.